Welcome back to the 2023 Dodgers season. It's been a while since my last video and we have a lot to discuss, not including the fact that Mookie got 11 home runs in the Derby. Now normally I'd show you the score for every game, but in the interest of time and because I'm a lazy bastard, I'll just show you the record for each series. The Dodgers opened up the second half against the Mets, winning the series 2-1. Then they went to Baltimore, where they also won the series 2-1. This was followed by a series against the Rangers, which they also won 2-1. Believe it or not, in all three of these series, it was the third game that the Dodgers lost. And believe it or not, Austin Barnes was the starting catcher in all three of those losses. Make of that what you will. Then the team came home to face the Blue Jays and mixed it up by losing 2 out of 3. This was followed by the series that we just completed against the Reds, in which the Dodgers also lost 2 out of 3. So the Dodgers have won 8 out of the 15 games since returning from the break, which is not exactly ideal. Saturday's game was particularly bad, with the Dodgers scoring no runs to insult Jesus on Christian Faith and Family Day. We also saw JD and Will Smith both leave the game with injuries, joining Mookie Betts, who has missed the last 2 games with right ankle soreness. Hopefully all 3 of those guys can return quickly, because it's an understatement to say we really need them. Since there have been so many games since my last video, I'll show you the stats for each starter's innings pitched instead of the records for each game. Clayton Kershaw still has yet to return, which has taken a significant toll on this team. Julio Urias continues to have an awful free agent year, Tony Gonsolin hasn't been sharp at all, and Michael Grove really shouldn't be starting games for this team. So in a weird twist of events, Bobby Miller has turned into the most reliable starter. Thankfully, the Dodgers have already started addressing this. They did this by trading for a starting pitcher with a 6.47 ERA. I'm talking about the White Sox's Lance Lynn, who will give Mark Prior the tough challenge he's been needing since he tamed our bullpen. And that's not the only trade the Dodgers have made. I'll probably do a full video on the trades, but here's a rundown of what we've seen so far. The Dodgers acquired Lance Lynn and our old friend Joe Kelly for 2 prospects and Trayce Thompson. And as bad as Trayce was in his time with the team this year, I was truly sad to see him go. He was exactly what the team needed last year, but I guess it wasn't meant to last. At least he'll always be remembered as the player I put in the thumbnail of my first recap video ever. Good night, sweet prince. And he wasn't the only person the Dodgers said goodbye to. To make room for Joe Kelly, Phil Bickford was finally let go. Wish I could say I'll miss him, but I wish him the best. We also said goodbye to the pitchers Justin Brule and Nick Robertson. But the craziest goodbye so far has been to Noah Syndergaard. In a move nobody saw coming, the Dodgers managed to convince the Guardians to take Noah in exchange for shortstop Ahmed Rosario and some cash. So at least Noah helped out the team in some way. And as fun as the Joe Kelly reunion has been, the Dodgers also acquired another old friend, Kike Hernandez, who was traded from the Red Sox for Robertson and a prospect. The hitting staff is hoping to improve his swing, but really it seems like the Dodgers wanted his good vibes back more than anything. Like I said, I'll do a video on all the trades when the deadline is passed, because there's a lot to say about each one, and I have a feeling the Dodgers aren't done yet. As far as the lists are concerned, I'm going to put Freddie, Mookie, Will Smith, and Bobby Miller on the clutch list for these past 2 weeks. And even though Muncy is in a mediocre stretch, I'll put him on there for getting the only 2 hits in Saturday's win against Cincinnati. As for the list of concern, I'm going to go ahead and put every other one of our current starters on there. And then of course, Austin Barnes. Here are the division standings right now. We've been lucky that the Giants and the Diamondbacks have also been struggling, but we need to pick up the pace if we want to keep this lead. Keep an eye out for a trade deadline video, and I'll see you next week.